I'm going to show you how I managed to create this anime thanks to artificial intelligence. It's a big project that I'm working on alone so I can release my first episode. And as you can see, the characters are consistent, there's action, there's movement, there's even sound, music, and of course, voices. To achieve this kind of result, I've spent about 40 hours of work so far. So, I'm going to show you, step by step, how you can do this yourself. First of all, it's really important to know that you'll need to define the story and, of course, the graphic style of your anime. And to be able to start working on it quickly, I can recommend two AIs, MidJourney or, of course, Design AI. And as you'll see, I generated thousands of different images before I could achieve the style I wanted and get something consistent. Here, if we take a look at MidJourney, I end up with a huge number of drawings and generations going in all directions. One of the big problems, of course, is always having characters that remain consistent. Fortunately, with design, you'll be able to train a character and summon them every time in your creations. And that is going to save you a huge amount of time. Once your character is trained, you simply select them and tell them to perform an action. To be able to create and train a character, first, you'll need to generate what are called character sheets, that is, different poses of your character, from behind, from the side, to the left, to the right, in action. You'll generate these kinds of elements and each time, you'll pick the images that are the most interesting. Personally, I like to work with a green background because it allows me to cut them out more easily, and the AI understands much better that it's a character without having to deal with the surrounding environment. Once you have the images you're interested in, you cut them all out one by one and give them to the AI for training. Then, you'll be able to summon this character in your creations. For example, here I asked for him to jump in the air, and you can see that each time I get roughly the same type of character. The big problem is that it's not going to be perfect. And on top of that, the resolution you get won't be very high quality. So, what we're going to do is simply take these images and give them to ChatGPT so it can fix them. And this is going to be a very important point for you. As you can see here, I'm going to give ChatGPT the image generated by design, and of course, also different poses of the character. Then, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to correct the first image I gave it, making sure that the character looks like the ones in the other images here. And as you can see, I went through a lot of iterations because at first, I wasn't satisfied with the scene, so I told it needs to be nighttime. There needs to be a slightly blue, metallic environment like here. And as you can see, ChatGPT will then adapt and correct my image. Here, for example, I ask it to change the blue lights to a purple light. So, it's a very long process that you'll need to go through in order to get truly high-quality images. And yet, it's essential because every image generator you'll find has its own flaws. Personally, I have ChatGPT correct every single image. Then, I'll take these images and give them to Vidu. Vidu will be able to animate these different images according to a specific action. So here, for example, there's a direct zoom on the tank. Or here, I'm making my different characters talk to each other. And again, as you can see, I have thousands of videos that have been generated. And from time to time, I generate them on a green screen so I can replace the background with another one. But it doesn't stop there. I also turn the different images into videos using MidJourney. And as you can see here as well, I've generated thousands of videos, and sometimes even hundreds just for a single scene, simply because it allows me to always get the best result. And that's something super important, generating in bulk so you can sort through and pick what works best. Don't expect to get the best result right away. Next, to generate the sounds, I went to 11 Labs and also used Adobe Firefly with its sound generation feature. Then, I described to ChatGPT the sounds I wanted, and it turned them into text prompts that I then gave to 11 Labs. I always work this way because ChatGPT or Gemini will optimize my prompts to get the best possible results. That way, I actually save time and improve quality. As for the music, I went to Suno and generated thousands of different tracks there as well until I found the right one. And finally, to adapt my voice, I simply recorded all the texts with my microphone and used what's called a voice changer at 11 Labs. This way, I can make my characters speak female, male, it doesn't matter. And then, of course, I gathered all the different raw clips from my videos and assembled them over the music and the voices, just like you can see right here, just like a classic video edit. And of course, during editing, I had to go over it maybe 4 or 5 times to refine the transitions and get similar color grading styles. And at this point, we're only about 70% of the way to the final result. Once I finish the first episode, I'll re-export everything so I can convert it to a 4K format using artificial intelligence. If you want to know more about all the prompts and how I did all of this, just write AI in the comments. And then, through a text document, you'll have everything step by step to follow so you can create your own anime. And if you've made something thanks to this tutorial, please share it in the comments. I'd be really happy to see it. In any case, I wish you a great time creating, and take care of yourself. Ciao!